Hello. My second video today, I'm going to be talking about getting rid of guilt. Um, it's a it's an issue I've had to deal with a lot in my life, and I feel like it could really be helpful to to kind of to get that kind of feeling off of you if you're dealing with a lot of it. Um, I have to deal with a lot of it, mostly because for a long time I just really didn't. Um, understand the pain that I was causing people. And I think sometimes I still struggle with it, but um, I just remember being in a lot of situations where um, I guess I was just going through so much in my childhood. I didn't really know what I was doing to people, and maybe part of it is time and maturity taught me some things too. But I just I did some things that I really feel bad about, and I have a hard time getting past it. So I just wanted to talk um, about that a little bit and see if I could help some people. Um, I think it's kind of hard to explain because, like, I want to say I had trouble understanding what the difference between right and wrong was, but um, I think I just didn't understand a lot of things. I remember going to visit some people overseas one time. I went and lived with lived with this couple and their child, and I remember one of the things I feel really bad about now is I the the lady had like a glass in her living room full of like little drink stirs, glass drink stirs that she had collected or something, and I remember just going in and stealing them and taking them um and um hiding them so nobody could see them. And when I got home, I gave them to a friend as a gift. But I think the worst part was, which not that this was really any better, but the family had read my diary, and I think that they found out. Um, I think I had written something in there about how I had stolen them or something like that, or they found out somehow that I had stolen them. And um, and I remember the girl came, the girl that was the the little girl that was living there with me. She came over and stayed with my family for a little while, and I remember she was in the room when I gave her mother's glass drink stirrers to somebody else. And it was such an uh, extreme pain I must have caused her. And I remember she actually confronted me about it at one point too. And she said, "I know that you stole those drink stirrers," or something like that. And I just remember saying, "No, no, no, no," and um, I just would not face it, and I would not admit to it, no matter what she said, even though there was lots of um, evidence to prove that I had. So um, anyway, I mean, you could argue that the family the family had a lot of issues when I was there, and I remember really not feeling respected by any of them. In fact, I felt like they did not like me at all and were actually pretty mean to me. But I don't feel like what I did was right, and I still have a lot of guilt about it. Um, anyway, my point is, I have some things like that because I was young and I didn't know any better, and um, I probably came from a family that just you know, disrespected people when they didn't feel respected, and um, kind of treated everything like um, rules don't apply to us and stuff like that. I don't know if that was part of it, but it was hard to care about anybody with the things that I went through. It was really extreme, but anyway, my point is, like, I've had a lot of trouble getting rid of guilt um, for many years, and I really didn't even start facing some of the things that I had done till I got married. I guess I mean I think I was I say I was using drugs, but I was on ADHD medicine, and kind of always had my mind on trying to be in school or do a job or something like that. So I never really had time to just sit and face the things I had done. Um, and I didn't try, I just kind of threw everything behind me and tried to move on. But um, so for the past 7 years, I've really been dealing with a lot of the guilt and trying to face the feelings that I had pushed away for so long, and I've just really had some hard times figuring out what to do about the guilt, because um, part of part of getting rid of guilt is forgiveness. So I really want to get forgiveness for some of the things that I've done to people. Um, I mean, I think a lot of people get twisted up in thinking that you can just ask God for forgiveness, and that's all you have to do in life, but that's not really true. Like, there are things I think that God wants us to do when we're on earth, like excuse me, um he like, if we have a huge amount of guilt that is, like, really causing us problems, I think our first and most important thing that he wants us to do is ask the person for forgiveness that we wronged, the person that we committed the action against. Um, I think that's God's requirement to get guilt off of us faster, if you want to say that. It can relieve it almost immediately, especially if the person um, gives you the forgiveness. Some people don't, but I think that's what God requires us to do, especially when we have a huge amount of guilt that just keeps us up at night sometimes. Um, but I've talked to a lot of people that just think, well, I've asked God for forgiveness, and that's all that matters. Not really. The only time that really comes into play is if you cannot contact the person. Um, and sometimes it doesn't make sense too, if you've divorced somebody, or if there's no way to contact them. Like that girl I mentioned, there's no way for me to get in contact with her or her parents. I just have to live with the guilt until God finds a way to take it off of me. And that's probably another video I could go into. How does God do that? The simplest answer I would say to that is, certain experiences can help you get more understanding, can help you see things differently, get you a new perspective that makes you not feel so bad about stuff. But really, it could take years. That's the main thing I wanted to focus on. If you are not able to contact the person and ask for forgiveness, or maybe if you can't get forgiveness, you really have to wait for God to give you knowledge and give you experience to get you out of that guilt. So I think a lot of us just spend like years having to live with it, because um, there's no sometimes there's no person to get forgiveness from. Sometimes you can't reach the person, like I said. Um, there's some things um, that you can't go to a person about. This is kind of a different subject, but um, this kind of applies to any bad feelings, really. Embarrassment is a big one I've had to deal with. I remember one time I was in this talent show, and I got up on stage, and everybody was told multiple times before that day to rewind their tape. Um, this is back when they were little cassette tapes that you would use along with whatever you were going to do. So I had a little dance to perform with a song, and I was depending on my mother to rewind my tape because I was really young, and I didn't just wasn't as responsible at that point. But I thought that she had rewound the tape, and I get up on stage, and I just sit there, and it's awkward, and the tape is just silence, because it hasn't been rewound. And finally, I sat up on the stage so long, and I just remember feeling such embarrassment, and everybody's just waiting, and I finally walk off stage, and and I tell them, I think the tape needs to be rewound. It's the only thing I could think of, and that was it. So I was able to go back out and perform the um, dance that I did, but I was just totally embarrassed. And there's nobody I can go talk to about that. I can't I can't go and um, you know find some person and say, can you help me with this embarrassment? Um, I mean, I guess sometimes that's why they talk about going to therapists and stuff like that. But I meant like a no person did this one thing to me, so there's nobody I can just go to and like ask for forgiveness, for example. I mean, maybe there's some things I could talk to my mother about with that, but I don't think that anything I could talk to her or say to her would help me with that embarrassment. So I just have to wait for God to help me with those experiences and help me see things from a different perspective. Um, but anyway, I see I'm going a little long, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I hope that clears some things up for you, and have a nice day. Thank you for watching.